It's game day. Your boy Big Kev in for Hayes tonight. Y'all already know what it is. The Chicago Bulls are taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves in their first back-to-back in a minute. We're going to see if Matas Buzelis can follow up what was a pretty amazing game the other day. But of course, you got to hear the intro.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, hosted by Hayes, your number one spot for all things Chicago Bulls.
All right, what's the word, Chicago Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central. It's your boy Big Kev in for Hayes, who had to take care of some business. Y'all already know we hold it down for the gang. Hit us up at 773-270-2799 or bullcentralpod@gmail.com. And of course, follow us on social media at Bull Central Pod, wherever you like to receive your social media information. It's your boy Big Kev in the building, man. Listen, this is your number one spot for all things Chicago Bulls related. We appreciate all the love and support that you guys give us over here and across the entire Chi-Town Sports Network. Now, I know, of course, y'all usually see me on Chi-Town Sports Central or Chicago White Sox Central, but of course, we're going to hold it down right here. We're going to jump into Matis real quick before we get into tonight's game, because last night was immaculate from the young fella off the bench in 31 minutes, the first time that he's crossed 30 minutes in his career, if I'm not mistaken. He was 10 for 10 from the field, 4 for 4 from three, and he also gave you 2 blocks. He's leading the team with those blocks on the season, 24 points as well, which is tied for the team high with Josh Giddey having 24 points himself. And he just looked very poised out there. He looked like he was just ready. It's like it felt like he looked like he was being held back, if you want to be 100. And he got the chains released, so to speak. The leash was taken off, and he looked good doing it. Attacking the basket with ease, left hand and right hand. He would have been 11 for 11 if he didn't step out of bounds on that one baseline drive in which he got a crazy dunk on. He hit all 4 of his threes. One of them was a buzzer beater at the end of the first half. And honestly, between him, Ayo, Kobe, and Josh Giddey, they propelled the Bulls to a surprising victory yesterday. They pretty much doubled up Miami. I think the fourth quarter score was 39-21. So it was one of those games where, in the grand scheme of things, if the Bulls are really trying to tank, it flew in the face of that logic, right? Like, they did not. They came away with the win, but it would have been cool even still to see them with what Matis did yesterday, even if they lost. It would have been a good game to see anyway. So that's pretty much what the Bulls are going to be for the rest of the season, especially if they can figure out a way to get rid of Nikola Vucevic. We're going to see what the Bulls are going to be, just a bunch of young guys with Matis being the focal point in terms of development. And we're going to see what they're going to look like next season. Maybe we keep Kobe White. Maybe we keep Ayo. It's unfortunate to hear that possibly Vucevic is going to be on this team for the rest of the season, because he just didn't look engaged yesterday. He looked like he was wondering why he was still on this team, especially after Zach already got traded. And we're hearing rumors that the Chicago Bulls haven't liked the offers that they've been receiving, but we have until 3 p.m. tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So who knows? Anything can happen. Maybe the Bulls can finally get some picks off one of these trades. We'll see. We'll find out. But yeah, we'll see. Vucevic definitely does not look like you want to be on this team anymore, though, for real, for real. But hey, it was a great win yesterday. We're going to see what the Bulls can do tonight versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, the Minnesota Timberwolves, they had, listen, Anthony Edwards just kills the Bulls every time he plays the Bulls. We know that that's what it is, so it is what it is. I'm expecting him to come in and do his thing again tonight. Last time the Bulls played Anthony Edwards, the Bulls had a lead that they gave up late in the second half, ended up losing the game. Tonight, we're not going to see Trey Jones or Zach Collins, so maybe we'll see some Kevin Huerter. Julius Randle is out, and so is Dante DiVincenzo for the Minnesota Timberwolves, so it's going to be a good game. Tonight, the Bulls are going to have to take care of business, though, if they want to get a win. But who wants to see the Bulls win? Like, are we waiting for the Bulls to start to fully bottom out and start tanking to try to get one of these top 2 players in the draft, now that they do have control of their draft pick again, but we'll see. Right now, the Timberwolves are favorite at minus 10.5, and the over under is at 226. The Timberwolves aren't really that good at home. They're only 12-12 at home, and the Chicago Bulls are a good road team. So they're 12-13 away from the crib. But we know that they lack defensively. He's talking about Hayes got deported. JDH, you funny. We know that Anthony Edwards is averaging about 27 points a game. Nikola Vucevic is averaging his 10 and 10. So listen, the Chicago Bulls have a chance to get this win. Like I said, they are a pretty good road team. So we'll see how it goes. Taylor Horton Tucker might be out too tonight as well with a day-to-day diagnosis. I feel you, Jeremy Miles. We're going to get into the comments in a second. And, of course, we'll see what the Bulls say. Let me pull it up on X real quick in terms of the starters. When the starters get announced in about 25 minutes. No, Hayes did not get deported. He is not deported. The ICE ain't show up at his doorstep yet, at least. Chicago Bulls. But y'all keep me company right here in the comments. I appreciate you guys for rocking with your boy Big Kev tonight as I hold it down for Hayes. All right, so we'll be looking for the comments. And I think Zach LaVine might be making his debut in Sacramento tonight, too. So pay attention to that, too, if you got League Pass. If you ain't got it, why you tweaking? I think it's only $50 for the rest of the season. All right, we got Alejandro Bucio. Let's go, Bulls. Get the W. That's good, man. Let's see if they can get a W. That'll be cool. Matt Buzelis for sure. Sydney with the yes, Alejandro. I say watch. It's not too long, but just weird to see him on the other side. Hey, he said they just gave birth to a baby girl. He also is in love with the King jersey too. Yeah, I mean, Zach LaVine's a West Coast kid anyway, so he's closer to home. And he gets to play with DeRozan. So I will be paying attention to that Kings game, of course. And you guys can head over to NBA Central later tonight for after hours where I'll be discussing and breaking down all the NBA action tonight. And then you also have NBA Central tomorrow where we'll be breaking down any trades that occur at the trade deadline. So if you're not following the NBA Central, go ahead and do so. Rob Antol says he's going to have to check out. I'm thinking he's talking about Zach LaVine as well. What's up, Josh? What's the word, Hayes? I'm not Hayes, but it's good to see you. Now that KD doesn't want to go back to Golden State, do you think there's a possibility conversation with the Bulls and Warriors come up again about Vooch? Yeah, but it won't be for KD. I doubt KD would want to come to a Chicago Bulls team that's almost 10 games below 500. What's good with you, Bulls Daily? Good to see you, my guy. Big Rob, what's the word? So Matis is the leader. I say it's still Io, it's still Vooch, it's still Kobe. Those are your leaders right now. But Matis, they want to develop to become a leader. Like it would be really, really dope to see him over the next 10 to 15 years become a mainstay and a centerpiece for the Chicago Bulls and develop into an all-star player, consistently an all-star player, not just one that just comes and makes the all-star once or twice over 15 years, but every single season. He does have the mentality at the very least, and we will see him in the All-Star game next week too in the dunk contest. They say Zach LaVine is going to make his debut tonight. Why? Our guys have to wait. I want to see how Zach Collins is going to play with this team. There's still a chance that those guys can be flipped and utilized as trade pieces with Vucevic. So we'll see how that goes, man, by 3 p.m. tomorrow Eastern. Damn, sound like Zach never liked Chicago. That's not true. Zach has been nothing but professional, at least from what I've seen. I don't think he didn't like Chicago. He's able to flourish here. In 7.5 seasons, he got 2 All-Stars. The fans loved him. Even when he was trying to, get his forced to trade out of the city, most people were still on his side, even in that regard. So I don't know. I don't think you tell me what you heard, Alejandro, but I don't think that he didn't like Chicago. Kings game finna be lit. It will. Matas got this for sure. What up, Josh? I thought Hayes was gonna be on a live. LOL, love you though. Anyway, is there a chance trade talks about Vooch to Golden State come out? Yeah, we talked about that. Maddie Legend, what's the word? I didn't catch Inside the NBA. Did they mention at all there was no Game Time Live episode last night on NBA TV channel? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Rob. but I do think that Zach is playing tonight, and I know that they're saying that it's possible that Luka is going to be playing on Sunday versus I think the Phoenix Suns. That was just one game. I want to see how Montes play tonight. Yeah, now this is a back to back. So I would love to see how Montes play tonight. But the thing is, you got to look at Coach Donovan as well. Billy Donovan. Even last night, the fellas and I over on the Shy Bulls podcast with C Dub and Bobby. If y'all not following the Shy Bulls podcast, you need to do that with the Cognac Boys. But we were talking about how Billy Donovan pulled him late in the fourth quarter in favor of the rotation with Patrick Williams and Nikola Vucevic. And I felt as though as Billy Donovan should have left Montes out there as hot as he was. What's up, man? You want to say hi? Say what up?
What up?
All right, get on up out of here.
I saw an actual shoplifter at Joel's today.
Oh, okay. You didn't snitch, did you? Snitches get stitches.
Yeah, I didn't snitch.
Close my door. But anyhow, I think Montes will be fine if Billy Donovan gives us the minutes. Of course, he got to stay out of foul trouble and all of that. But the way that he's playing, the way that he played last night, I think that's just his mentality. I'm pretty sure he played that way in the G League as well last season. Matt Noonan, Montes is a stud. I agree with you for sure. Kobe missed him for a dunk too, and Lonzo on the alley-oop could have been 12 for 12. That's fact. So he could have been 13 for 13, honestly, because he that stepped out of bounds. Kobe missed him on a bad bounce pass when he cut baseline, but he did wait too long to cut. He could have cut like a half a second sooner or a second or two sooner than that. And then Lonzo did miss him on that alley-oop. So he could have went 13 for 13 with a 30 piece for sure. Sydney, oh no, I don't. I think he loved it here, right, Kev? But I'm sure he was ready for a change to take the next step in his career, which he's allowed to do, and that's true. Like I feel like he really did, and he wanted to be a franchise player in Chicago, but Chicago itself were the ones who kind of pulled the rug from underneath him. I think Zach LaVine expected to be the guy, especially even prior to getting that contract extension. But bringing DeMar DeRozan over kind of made him a 1B type player, and it didn't really work out. But without DeMar DeRozan, we're looking at a player in Zach LaVine who probably would have averaged upwards of 29 to 30, 31 points a game, especially if he didn't have DeMar DeRozan to defer to. But because DeMar DeRozan was the guy, especially in the fourth quarter, Zach LaVine had to take a back seat. And now he's playing with DeMar DeRozan again in Sacramento with Domantas Sabonis. So it's going to be interesting to see how that looks out there out west. Also, his wife posted his goodbye tribute on her stories and she said, "I love you, Chicago." Yeah, Chicago is a great place. It's a great city. Regardless of what is said in the media about the city itself, politicians like to point to Chicago when they want to make points about violence and so on and so forth. But Chicago is routinely the most visited city in the United States, voted the number one tourist city in the United States. And players love to live in Chicago. The food scene, the entertainment scene, the lake, the festivals, everything. Summertime shy, as Kanye West like to say in his song. So Chicago is a beautiful city, man, and people love the city regardless of what people say. And Ben Johnson said it when he became the Chicago Bears coach. He was coming to Chicago from Detroit just to go to Cubs games. So Chicago is a great place to be, a great place to work, especially as a sports player. I was glad Billy did sit Montes down because eventually he was going to miss. Now he made history. Billy sat him down. That was a good idea. I'm not mad at it, Jeremy Moss. I think I would have liked to see him still out there, though. Who knows if he would have missed? Maybe he would have went 15 for 15. Who knows? Montes' mentality, even if he comes out flat at any point during the game, he could do other things to spark the team. That's absolutely correct, Rob Anto. We mentioned earlier that he already leads the team in blocks, even with the limited minutes. He's athletic. I think sometimes he does fall in love with that corner three. But last night we got to see him, go a little bit deeper into his bag. He did have a hezzy crossover spin move type situation last night. You saw that he has a tighter handle than you would expect from somebody at his size. So it's just a matter of over the next 20 some odd games of allowing him to flourish, not putting any restrictions on him, because we know how Billy Donovan functions with young players. we've seen it over the years with Ayo. Ayo will come in and be on the score tree and still have to sit on the bench. Even after going 3 for 3, 4 for 4, 2 steals, 2 rebounds, and a block, you still sit him. So Billy is married to his rotations, and sometimes that could hurt the development of a player. So we'll see how it goes over the next couple of months. Bulls Daily says not mad at that. And then Kyle Williams says, let me scroll back up. If we get a good draft pick, we could be pretty okay. I will say this. That's a big if. You're putting your eggs in that basket. And honestly, frankly, I feel like the Chicago Bulls putting all their eggs in one basket is a mistake because the NBA is the one sport where record doesn't determine your draft position. They still have the lottery. And the Bulls could be, you're still contending with the Charlotte Hornets, the Washington Wizards, and so on. Like it's a lot of bad teams out there right now that could throw a monkey wrench in this supposed plan. And then the Wizards just traded away Kyle Kuzma, so and even good teams like the New Orleans Pelicans, who won 50 games last year, but because of injuries this year, they're going to be a lottery team. So the Bulls have to have a lot of things go right for them to be able to get one of those top picks. And it's really a 2-player draft in terms of like franchise changing players with Cooper Flag and Ace Bailey. And then you got a couple of other guys that could develop into really good players, but it all remains to be seen. We keep an IO. That's I hope so. I hope so. Y'all want to tank the whole team, sounds like. Absolutely not. Like, I'm not a proponent of tanking. Like, I just don't necessarily believe in it. But when it gets to a point like this where you're trading away all of your really good players, it's just going to be an inevitability unless these young players can just find a way to become a cohesive unit down the stretch. And you've seen it happen before where teams get good addition by subtraction, so to speak, because they have more opportunities, and that's really what could happen for the Bulls. But it's not likely to happen. It looks like Julian Phillips and Patrick Williams and Matis and all of them are ready to play. But what is it going to look like when you're being depended on every night and teams have tape on you and so on and so forth? Because even tonight, the Minnesota Timberwolves saw what Matis did last night, so they're going to game plan for him and try to take some things away. Let's see how he adjusts to the new game plan tonight. Jeremy Moss, we still get our draft pick, so that means we can win some games now. Yeah, you still get your draft pick, but you want it to be a lottery pick. You don't want to be in the play-in tournament, make the playoffs, and lose the lottery aspect of it. So Matis may be a jack of all trades. He can do it all. When said and done, when it's all said and done, that's true. Yep, they need to trade him. Yep, absolutely. Vooch got to go. I wish people put some respect on Ayo's name. We love Ayo over here. He's a Southside born and bred kid. I call him the Morgan Park Menace. Nothing but love for him. Follow him from Morgan Park all the way through Illinois, and was very ecstatic when he was drafted to play for his hometown team. So I really do want the Bulls to keep him on the roster. I'm not expecting them to trade him, but you never know. It's been said that everybody's available with the exception of Matis. So I will be definitely watching Zach play tonight too. He's debuting. We need to put Ayo Dosunmu on Anthony Edwards. Yeah, we'll see. He could get cross-matched, though, end up with some switches. Could this team be better without Levine? The team and Billy could be better without a guy who creates his own shot and can just play basketball. We'll see. Like, we got to see the Chicago Bulls for a long stretch last season without Zach Levine. And in some ways, they looked better. In other ways, they didn't. Now, the Zach Levine of this season, the Bulls are not better than him, in my opinion, because he was shooting 45% from three and he was facilitating. He was playing within the flow of offense. So if we were thinking about last year, I would say absolutely yes. But this year, I just can't say that the Chicago Bulls are a better team. But can they be? They could be. It all depends on how quickly this young core gels. Bulls were plus 4.5 last night and won. I thought probably 15 straight losses. Now I have no idea. Again, this team is still kind of like middle of the road, even without Zach Levine. Y'all just don't know AK's real plan is to make the play in and keep their pick. They don't want to pick high. Nobody else is getting traded. Why wouldn't they want to? Why wouldn't they want to pick high? This is the draft to want to pick high in. I'm not sure why you think that they would prefer to make the play in. And honestly, the Bulls keep losing in the play in at that. So if it gets them some playoff games out of it, maybe, but I don't know. Is it just me, or can Vooch be a real pouty bitch sometimes? Yes, Terry Silverhand. Last night, he was out there moping and moping and moping all night long. He still moped his way to a double-double. I couldn't believe it at the end of the game, especially when he didn't score any points in the first half. But I think really it takes a toll on you mentally when all you're hearing all season, even in the summer, is trade rumors, and you're still on the team. He didn't get traded, so and he wants to be traded to a contender. He's long in the tooth. He's at the point in his career where he's probably going to get one more contract, and he wants to play for a contender. Jack of all trades regarding Matis for sure. Hayes got deported is hilarious. He did not get deported. JDH, he is still here. ICE did not get him. I saw a video of a lady driving past the people who were protesting the deportations, and she was playing Vanilla Ice and singing out the window, "Ice, Ice, baby." That was hilarious. It's rude, but very hilarious. I heard they're trying to flip all the dudes we just got, by the way. And Eldridge, I think that's what's kind of happening right now. That's why you're not seeing any debuts. Don't tank. I want my Bulls to win. We'll see. I still think he has another step he can take, which excites me. Do not trade Io. These guys from Chicago want to win. I agree with you. I still think we should keep Kobe, Io, and Lonzo if he agrees to the right deal. I'm right there with you with Lonzo. All three for sure, but Kobe could be traded. I wouldn't be too mad about that. I want to see Io stay, and I want to see Lonzo Ball stay. I would like to see how Lonzo Ball looks with a 2 or 3 year stretch of decent health. Not necessarily playing 82 games, but what does it look like to have Lonzo Ball available for 65, 70 games for 2 or 3 seasons in a row? I would like to see that, but you're right. It all matters with how he takes a deal, what type of deal he wants to take. When we play Sacramento, Zach LaVine is going to kill us. We'll see. Can we get a two-way player citing being shorthanded? Maybe. Maybe Sanogo is hurt right now, so we'll see. CBC, Chicago Bulls Central. What up, Delbert? Good to see you, Brody. Real Star Screen. Montes goes off and BD still thinks it's a good idea to start 4 guards. Oh, to start lineup out? Let me see. I didn't see it pop up on my screen. Nope. I don't see anything. Y'all let me know when the start lineup is out so I can say it. But right now, there's nothing up on Twitter or X about it. So Zach is making his debut. Yeah, we talked about it. Bulls got 5 players out. We might as well waive Sanogo. He don't play no way. I mean, he plays down in the G League, and when he does play for us, he puts up decent numbers. Has anyone watched Conspiracy from the 99? Yeah, he's actually really good. He's really good. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. What up, Gregory Shorter? Good to see you, my guy. Liddell and E. Miller, unless we need a 7-man rotation. The Rook got to get 30 tonight, huh, Greg? You think so? Follow up a career high with another career high? I think Minnesota's going to come ready, locked in. Julius Randle is out, though. But Rudy Gobert is not going to be easy to get those layups that Montes was getting last night. Rudy Gobert going to be waiting down there. What up, Camille? Good to see you. Lloyd Dingle, my day has been solid. It's an off day, but I work every day. Got to keep the money coming in. So I always do something else, even on my off days while the kid is at school, wifey's at work. Try to do some things, maybe do some Lyft and Uber or some side jobs to stay busy while they're at work. But yeah, today was a good off day. Made breakfast for the wifey. Chill with my dog for a little bit. Got like 10, 15 minutes of Call of Duty in before I hit the streets. And then I came back home to do this. So and I might go back out and do some more Lyft later on after the Bulls games, but we'll see. Rob Antol, Carter, the 8th man, is crazy. Play the 2 ways. We'll see, man. Carter, this season at least, So far, when he gets in, he's been okay, not as bad as last season. The Warriors being focused on Jimmy Butler is crazy to me. I think Jimmy Butler, for me, I would let him get waived or released or something before I wouldn't try to touch that with a 10-foot pole. He doesn't. I don't think he wants to go there. I think he wants to go to Phoenix though. I've been hearing KD to Golden State. I even heard something about KD going to Dallas. Kobe is the leader, but Montes is the future. Well said. Couldn't have said it better myself. Uh, Adrian Mask, I haven't. He's a guy I may look at. I think the top 8 picks may be all good. Kobe, offensive leader, Io, defensive leader. Vooch keeps everybody accountable. Vooch need to keep himself accountable right now because he was looking real salty last night. Matis is an up and coming star. He's going to be great. Marina Mabry requested a trade. Okay, she ain't coming back here. I'm the captain now, Josh Giddey. We're going to see because Josh Giddey's still trying to play his way into a contract in which he wants to make somewhere around $30 million a year. And frankly, he's only shown me spurts, ups and downs. If he can show me consistency over the next 2 months, then maybe. I want to see Zach Collins. What? Said nobody ever. Maybe in high school or college. So is Vooch going to play tonight? I believe so. The lineup should be announced within the next 5 minutes. Yeah, the Bulls are going to flip those guys. Zach used to spend off seasons here, and he's from LA. I thought Zach was from Seattle. I know he played basketball at UCLA, but if I'm not mistaken, I think he's a Seattle kid. I wanted to see the national talk on Matis via the NBA TV channel. Oh yeah, they didn't really say much about it. I ain't see it on ESPN either. For his sake, I hope that Vooch gets traded to a playoff team. It's going to be like torture for him if he stays here. I can see him mentally checking out if we're not able to trade him. Absolutely. Absolutely. I could definitely see Vooch because he was mentally checked out in the first half last night. He just didn't look like his normal Voochie self. But maybe tonight, maybe this a back to back. Maybe he can shake those cobwebs off and just play, be professional. What up? The one I see you, my guy. Saturday for Luca. Kev, you see DeMar and Zach working out to better in sack than they did here. I don't know because it's like they got Mike Brown out of there, and Doug Christie has them playing better, but they were really a De'Aaron Fox led team. Now Malik Monk has been playing really, really well, and honestly, Sabonis is better than Vooch. So it's I don't know where Zach kind of fits in. Like, is he going to be a catch and shoot? Because he kind of needs the ball in his hand, just like Malik Monk needs the ball in his hands, just like DeMar DeRozan needs the ball in his hands, just like Sabonis. So, like, all of those guys are ball-dominant players, so it's going to be interesting. Cookie Cat, Hayes looks different. I put the red light on just so I can look a little bit like him, because Hayes is red. When Icy gonna come in Detroit, Billy Donovan, he don't belong. That's funny. I see you, Jerry. They do need to go ahead and get up out of there. Get him up out of there. Luka's playing Saturday against the Pacers. Little man, oh yeah, that's little kid was in the building. I think Billy Donovan wanted to keep him. I feel you. I feel you. Kev cloned himself. Hey, my wife thinks he looks like her. So JDH, man, that's a good question because if it does, it will say a lot about the Bulls front office. Speaking on like the Sacramento Kings and if it could work out with Zach LaVine and DeRozan. But again, I think the Bulls really were focused on how that team looked, also with Caruso and also with Lonzo Ball. And also they put a lot of faith in the development of Patrick Williams, which we all know has been an adjunct failure right now. So with Lonzo going down, with Patrick Williams not developing, it pretty much threw a big monkey wrench on how the Bulls front office perceived this team to be. And frankly, they didn't do enough to replace certain players when they went down with injuries and so on and so forth. Weight training program for Matas, Julian, Dalen this offseason will be key to next year too. I think Dalen, this is the last year of his contract. I'm not sure if they're going to re-sign Dalen. Sorry. Jimmy, I'm going to ask Hayes how's he doing when I see him. Yo, that shirt is sweet, team. Yeah, it is. Yeah, they got Raphael on there. This is from Homage. Bulls Daily indeed. Shay, what up, my guy? I still think it's stupid that we have Nikola Vucevic, Lonzo Ball, and not looking to trade them, but we trade away all our other pieces. Again, they gonna figure out a way to get rid of Vucevic at least, hopefully. JDH, yep, Chicago is beautiful, fantastic town. If the Bulls can shoot well, it opens up spacing so much more on the court. It'll allow Montes to attack and also allows Giddy, Kobe, Io to attack. I can see this offense getting better, need the right pieces. My thing is this, Rob Mantold, they don't attack. Right now, this whole emphasis on shooting threes literally has, like yesterday or just all season, I see players with a wide open lane, instead of cutting to the basket on a fast break, they flare out to the corners or flare out to the wings. Even last night watching Kobe had an opportunity to cut to the basket on a fast break and just didn't. These guys are shooting pull up threes on fast breaks. So attacking is something that I scream, please attack, attack, attack. And they just don't. They rather shoot step back threes or look. They seek out threes for the Chicago Bulls. Now, Josh Giddey does attack. Io attacks. Kobe up and down attacks. But they got to do it more often for sure. Let's swing for the fences and get LaMelo Ball. Hey, from your mouth to God's ears. Let me see if they announced the starting lineups yet. Let's see. Nope, still no. If they announced it, y'all let me know. Like the new setup, Kev. Yeah, Bulls Daily. It's it's the new crib, so I had to do something. But I'm gonna make some changes. This is just for now. He also leads the team in dunks. I like that. I like that from Montes. Would like to see a different starting lineup because the slow starts are rough. It don't matter. It's always gonna be a slow start. I can't wait for a lob threat at center with Giddey. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Dylan Harper, yeah, he's another one of those really good players that's in the draft. And Igor Demon looks really good. Point guard, shoot guard combo. Okay. Matis said that Zach helped him in perfecting his dunk for the All-Star break. Absolutely. I think we can invest in a young scorer at the deadline to not push all the pressure onto Kobe and Io. Do I think that? I can't think of any team that's trying to move off one of their young scorers right now. The Bulls had opportunities to do it a few years in a row, but they just didn't. So it's really going to be on Kobe and Io, and it's going to be on Matis off the bench, Patrick Williams as well. We're going to see. What if we keep winning? I heard Sacramento just signed Valanciunas, and the Kings going to be a good team. They did? They got Valanciunas? Huh. Still have to think this team can still make the playoffs just 3.5 games out of 6. I don't see it. The Chicago Bulls have been inconsistent over the last 3 years. In fact, I don't think they've been above 500 since Lonzo's first injury. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Demon, I got to look up Demon. You say you look like a better shooting Giddey. I'm with it. You think it's worth to give up picks for a really good player, a worth it player, so to add to our team at the deadline? I don't think the Bulls are in that mindset. They're trying to go through the draft. Monta's going to go out and have 21 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists with a balls in the face dunk against the defender. Hey, that'd be fun. Dub would go crazy if that happened. Over on the Shot Bulls podcast, do you think it would be better to trade Vooch and Lonzo before the trade deadline or wait till the offseason? This is Lonzo's last season. This is his last season under contract. I think Vooch has another year on his contract after this one is done, a year or 2 years, one or the other. But Lonzo, if he doesn't re-sign with the Bulls, he could go wherever he wants. He's going to be a free agent. If AK trade Io, I might crash out. I agree with you, bro. Bulls my number 1 team, and the Nuggets my number 2 team, and now the Kings are going to be my number 3 team. They're going to be loaded. We're going to see. They still got to play defense. I've looked at some of some 4-man lineups, some small sample because of Vooch and Zach, but the Lonzo, Giddey, Montes, P. Will is really damn good. We'll see, Rob. Red light special looking. I was trying to make sure I looked like you, Hayes. I was trying to be as red as you. Per Casey Johnson, one more example. Levine has reached out to young players on the Bulls after his trade, encouraging them and telling them to take advantage of their opportunity. We talked about this yesterday, Sydney. It's basically pretty cut and dry. When you're a young player in this league and you start getting minutes, you got to take advantage of it. Kind of like what we saw with Montes last night. He got 31 minutes and put up career highs and broke a rookie record. He definitely took advantage of that. And that's good of him to impart those like words of wisdom on his way out the door instead of just grabbing his stuff and leaving. He left an impression on these young guys, and you can see it last night for sure. What Kev ain't telling everyone, there are 4 Asian women holding lingerie. Shut up, man. There's only 3. It's not 4. Is Trey Jones and Collins good? Do they have potential? What are your thoughts on them? Nah, bro. They just guys. Trey Jones is all right. His brother is Tyus Jones. He was solid in college. Zach Collins, I think he was out of the league a couple of seasons ago. He came back last season, but they're just guys. They can give you some things, but not a lot. If they're from Chicago, as long as they are helping the team, we should keep them. Just because they're from Chicago, though, I don't know. Let me see. Do we get our lineup? What the hell is going on with the lineup? Oh, here we go. We got Giddey, Kobe, Ayo, Matis Buzelis in the starting lineup. Hey, and Vucevic. Hey, that's what's up. Look at Matis playing his way into the starting lineup. That's crazy. Yeah, I do, man. I like to read all the comments. He said it'd be post-game show before he reads the ball. Vuce to the Lakers, they'll give up 150 points a game. Ayo gonna lock Zach up. Herder is out. Now I'm moving through them fast because we got our lineup. Also, at least we won't have to be disappointed by the waiver class. Liddell is a 9th man. He's not going to be out there. Shut up, Hayes. You're supposed to be busy. Why are you even here? The rest of the year is all about Montes. Everybody else, we know our role players. I can't say that about Ayo or Kobe. Do you think Kobe will have a Norm Powell like jump with Zach gone? No. He had his chance last year, and he just was inconsistent. He asked me how my day was. What up, Jeremy Moss? I am in my early 40s. Nigga talking about driving Lyft. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. Don't pick up any obese rappers. Hey, I ain't trying to get sued. I think AK looking at the standings right now, see they just 3.5 behind the Pistons for that 6th seed. Men, physicality may be an issue tonight. Spread the 10.5. If the Bulls can win tonight, I can't predict anything with this roster now. I do got that audiobook voice. Orlando is 3 games under 500 is wild too, but they got too many injuries. Yeah, I know Hayes here now. He down here talking crazy. I think he's gonna show up. This is a key game tonight. Back to back tells me something. If they win, I don't know though. We'll see how the Bulls. Man, forget this game between the Bulls and the Wolves. I'm watching the Kings and the Magic game later. Zach and Debo. We'll see. We'll see. Kev is just so thorough. I'm sorry, man. You know my background is teaching. Giddey. It has become just the 4th player in NBA history to record 1,500 plus assists, 1,500 plus rebounds before turning 23 years old, joining Magic Johnson, LeBron James, and Luka Johnson. That's dope. That's dope. What center do you see that play like Vooch that we can pick up right now? Nobody. Like Vooch is in this category of nobody's gonna want to give up a player that's top 5, top 6 and double doubles and all of that. It's just what it is. KD say he don't want to go to Golden State. The Bulls are 7 game out of the 4th seed. See, that's misleading. That is misleading, bro. Seriously, like the Bulls being 7 game out of the 4th seed doesn't mean that the Bulls are a good team. They're like 8 games below 500. Doug Christie being from Seattle definitely helped lead to that situation. That's dope. KD is not going to retire anytime within the next 10 minutes. Fox looked good already with the Spurs. Yeah, he is for sure. He's going to be all right. Giddey needs to move in with Lonzo and just learn defense all summer long and get the. Nah, I think I don't see it. Shut up, man. The Bulls did not trade Vooch. Vooch can't guard his reflection. Get the hell out of Chicago. Ah. A late second round pick I'll take for Vooch at this point. Not late second. He's still a top 10 defensive player. I mean, not defense, but center in this league. Y'all want Vooch gone as wild as fuck. We can't get anyone this level. It's not that we want him gone. I don't necessarily want him gone. I just know that he's going to be gone. So you might as well get something out of it when you can. Okay. Yes, sir. I see you, bro. Yeah, wife and I closed at the end of December. Shut up, Hayes. I'm here now. I'm only like 6 minutes behind now. I started at the top. Uh the chat is everlasting. Kev will never end alive. These guys for real. Y'all talk a lot. This is the chat that never ends. It goes on and on. On phonium. We already better without Levine last night. We actually played defense. Levine is a cancer. I can't say that legacy mindset. Like it was a very depleted Miami team that fell apart in the fourth quarter. But we got to have more of a 1-game sample size. Malik Monk is that dude. I would have loved to have him on the Chicago Bulls for sure. For sure. Jeremy, you are better than Javon. Shay, Hayes, tell your mother I said happy birthday, Mom. Give her a hug and a kiss and thank God that you have her. Oh, happy birthday to Hayes' mother. That's what's up. Hey, I see you. About time, bro. What took Billy D so long? I don't know. But Matis is out there tonight. He is starting. So we're going to see if he can keep it going. Let's see if he get his first couple of shots and keep it going. Would Jonas start over Sabonis, or what position does Jonas play? Who is Jonas? Who's Jonas? Malik Monk was drafted by Michael Jordan. Greatness from the Chicago Bulls. Yeah, I love Malik Monk. He's raw. Hayes literally came in here 30 minutes ago. So what? I was at the top. I went to the top. Herder's shot been bad this year, but career-wise, he shoots the three pretty well. We'll see. We will see. Oh, yeah, I had to speed through once I saw y'all hating in the comments. I'm about to get up out of here, too, in a second. Giddey is underrated. I think he rated exactly where he needs to be. He's a bad defender with the ability to fill up the stat sheet in terms of getting points, rebounds, and assists. And not really necessarily points. He gets his points, but rebounds and assists is where he makes his bones. Oh, you said that already. OKC picked up Daniel Tice for the second round for the Pels. We don't need Daniel Tice. Giddey stats compared to Halliburton is not equal, but in some categories it's pretty close. In one category where it's not close is Halliburton shoots the three way better. Of course, Hayes. Look, this is your thing, man. I love coming in here and holding it down for you, but you got this stuff down to a science. If I did this more often, then I'll probably have a better pace. For all y'all yelling the Bulls are 7 games out of fourth seed, you need to realize the team that is in fourth has to lose 7 games in order for us to catch up to them, and we have to win 7. It has to be, a mirror. I think we need a young center, athletic. That's easier said than done. The Lakers, with everything that they're doing, they still don't have a center. Bulls trade Nikola Jokic for Kyle Anderson and 2 second-round picks. Kevin doing a 24-hour stream, Live Driving, Fat Rappers, Book It. What up, JK? Delbert with his daily smoking crack text. Appreciate you, bro. If they can find a center that can dominate the paint, offense, defense, then the deal is right. Y'all keep saying that like that's just not out there. Like, where they gonna find this at? You point me to that unicorn that y'all keep mentioning. Like, everybody needs that on their team. There's not a team in the NBA with the exception of the Denver Nuggets, maybe Philly, because when Embiid plays, he's dominant. But everybody else would love to have that. A center that can dominate the paint and rebound is rare. See, exactly. Valanciunas, no, he is not starting over. Oh, Jonas Valanciunas, he's not starting over Sabonis. Absolutely not. Especially in today's games, facts is hard to find. That's absolutely right. The only reason why Montes is starting because Lonzo Ball cannot play back-to-back games. Hey, well, I'll take it. There is this disrespectfully thick Asian woman in here. More proof in genetic. What are you talking about, bro? Jesus. All right, I made it to the bottom of the comments. The game starts in 15 minutes. If you guys are not following the Shy Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys, go ahead over there once this is over with. Follow the page. Watch watch C Dub and Bobby, Steve and myself pop in and out. Call this game live. C Dub is the best live caller in the business, bar none. Whether you're talking about YouTube, TikTok, TNT, ESPN, is always a good time. A lot of you guys are over there already, but the rest of you all, it's 255 in the chat. Head on over to the Shy Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys and watch the game with us. I'm about to go say what's up to my family before we get over to that live. Y'all already know what it is. This is the number one spot for all things Chicago Bulls related. Don't forget to hit us up at 773-270-2799 or bullcentralpod@gmail.com and at Bull Central Pod, wherever you like to receive your social media updates. Hey, Hayes, man, seriously, bro, you do a great job on here. I do not envy you at all, but it's always fun to hold it down for you. Hope you're having a great time with that disrespectfully thick Asian chick. But listen, follow me on Chicago White Sox Central. I had to separate the channel, so Chicago Cubs Central is still there. That channel is growing. My boy Mike is holding it down. But Chicago White Sox Central, I need y'all to go follow that. It's a separate page now. I know y'all were already following my baseball channel, but I separated them. Yeah, come holler at me on Chicago White Sox Central. We building that page up from scratch. Hayes will be over there as well this season. Steve-O might pop in and out. Pitches and catches are reporting soon. Spring training is right around the corner. So baseball season is on the horizon, y'all. So come rock with your boy over there. And listen, I'm going to get up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all. Let me find out which outro it is. It says new outro, so I guess that's what it is. All right, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.